With my Australian infants.
Probably 3 of them.
It was awesome, wasn't it?
They flat. They packed it little town. You got a hell of a shop, a lot of good tools too. You got anything you want. If I was a Spirit Dragon, I was looking at Vegas, and I tell you, you could buy a 77, 76 Corvette. You're talking about making a good little drag car. Make a hell of a little drag car. I'd sell them for $3,000 or $4,000, you know?
Yeah.
Ain't about no interior, one seat in that baby. Get down.
Alright, so it's been a while since my last video. I've thrown a few shorts up, but it has been a while. I just wanted to let you all know where I've been, what's been going on with me in my life, and hopefully I'll have some videos coming out sort of regularly. So basically about 2 years ago I got a promotion at my job. So because of the promotion I started working overtime, which I already work 12.5-hour shifts. We do work a weird schedule. It goes back and forth between day shift, night shift. But with this promotion, I did start working more overtime. So that cut into my time working in the shop. So I sort of stopped doing a lot of sign work. I didn't really advertise for the business. And in that time, a little after that, I actually found out that I had a schwannoma in my neck, and seeing medical professionals about that, they did a biopsy, found it to be a schwannoma, to be benign, and we just watched it. After 6 months, I went back in. They did an ultrasound. Found that it hadn't really been growing or anything, so we were just monitoring it. About 3 months after that, I found that I was starting to have some pain in my left side, just sharp pain going down my left shoulder, left arm. So they sent me to a specialist to see about having it removed. He told me that basically removing it, going into surgery and removing it, is last option because of where it's at. They don't know if it's a motory or sensory nerve that the schwannoma is surrounding. So basically, if we did do surgery, I could lose the function of my left arm, which obviously isn't good. So because it was causing me issues, they sent me to a radiation oncologist. And I did last July go through 5 rounds of radiation to my neck. Before that, actually, we did a MRI on it, and they did find another tumor in my neck a little closer to my spine, sort of right here in the, towards the back of my head, right underneath my skull, right below my skull rather. So they did radiation on both of those. After 6 months, we did another MRI. Everything seemed stable. I started feeling better after the radiation. Started to get some energy back. You know, the pain going down my left arm, shoulder, it started to go away. So it was feeling pretty good. And then this past December 2023, me and my wife actually had our first child. So with the birth of her, I stopped working a lot of overtime whenever it got close to December, and started focusing more on that whenever I wasn't at work. So basically I've been working my regular job and coming home and trying to spend as much time with my family as possible. So now my job is actually ending. My contract is ending at towards the middle to end of next year is what it's looking like now. So I want to try to start doing more on my YouTube because of that, to try to get something going on here. I would like to be able to work for crank fabrication, you know, potentially full-time, and videoing, doing YouTube videos whenever that job is over. So that's where I'm at now. Now, I have started having issues from the radiation. They suspect that I have radiation fibrosis. Basically, back at the beginning of March, I started having some pain and tingling in my skull, right through there. So I am on medication for that. Hopefully that'll take care of the issue, which I've been on the medication for about a month now. I have seen improvement in it. It started out as a few times a day. It would be like a sort of a tingling sensation in my scalp, sort of like if you know, a foot goes to sleep, you know, you get that sort of numb tingling feeling. But then it progressed to where it would be numb. I mean, just completely numb to the touch. I could tell that I was touching it, you know, just from the pressure, but you know, the numbness, and then it was painful. So if I would mess with it, it would get painful later in the day. It just caused me some issues. So we are seeing some improvement. Like I said, with the business, I hadn't really been advertising, but I still have people reaching out. With my YouTube channel, I want to change the directions a little bit. Most of my videos have been sign work. I'm still going to have some sign work, but I want to start incorporating automotive parts and tools and just more automotive content on this channel, as well as with this video I'm using a different camera, so let me know how that goes, other than, you know, probably the shakiness of it. Probably should just set something up, but we'll do that in a little bit. So let me know how this video compares as far as the camera quality, sound, anything like that, versus my previous videos. And like I said, hopefully start coming out with some videos sort of semi-regularly, and see what you all think. Leave a comment below to let me know how this video compares to the previous videos, and what you all think about the direction I want to take. This video you're going to see was engine mounts for a Subaru BRZ Toyota 86, you know, FRS beams engine swap. I make those for a company out of Lexington, Kentucky, Purist Mods. So check those out if you're interested in a engine swap for your BRZ 86 or FRS, as well as starting on my van behind me here. I'm doing an LS swap, and so it's going to be the first sort of automotive project that I'm working on here at Crank Fab. So again, drop a comment below, let me know what you all think of this video. Let's get to it. to pull out the 5.7 in it, make way for the LS, which is right here. You can see we've got all the accessories off the front, starting to work on the inside. I thought it was hot out here. I used to have some airflow inside that van. It is extremely warm. But I'm gonna jump back in there and just keep pulling away on it. So I'm not really recording while I'm doing the work, mainly because I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing. So it wouldn't make for a very entertaining video of you watching me trying to figure out what to do. I don't think so anyway. If you think so, let me know. And future projects, or further along the line on this one, I'll record even if I don't know exactly what's going on. So we're gonna get back to it, and we'll see when I get a little more progress. So. Alright, so we got the engine out, made a mess doing it, so I'm going to take a few minutes to clean everything up. Alright, so we're going to end the video here. We've got the 350 out, it's put up in the barn. Next video, we'll be working on getting everything cleaned up inside the engine bay here, as well as starting to put the LS, the 6.0, into the van. So it's pretty exciting. I do have a few parts I need to get for it, but like I said, I'm going to try to start making these, try being the key word, try to start making these semi-regularly, and so until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that stuff people say at the end of these videos. Till next time.